Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. This obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that lip bike on me. Boy, ask you to stop and ask you to prophets. My nigga serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga in Fayetteville for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Nowhere is gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. See the props. So I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the props. Like we all come together. Cause they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and boy, your ass need to stop and ask you. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. Nigga, gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop and ask shit. One with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, I ain't no talking when we got the flow. I ain't no peace, just play with you. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep it slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pass through the fire. Ask you the prophets, that baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Therefore a failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Plus your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop and ask you the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Payback in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark. And I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought. Just gotta watch who I'm feeding. And I've been walking with them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I cup full. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't U.P.K, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to suffer. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm U.P.K, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing. Gotta execute me, cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about this shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies are sweet, tried everything. I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak. And teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time. This Glock match my handpiece. And I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house. Or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Should call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I walk that that straight lane to break the chain. Lord to the K. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm Lord to the K. That's right. Bring that hot flame, you bitch. Hey, Lord to the K. Until the righteous reign. Lord to the K. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Lord to the K. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm Lord to the K. Bring that hot flame, you bitch. Hey, Lord to the K.
Don't let them take you out, your spirit gotta stay focused. Can't go back living how I was, cause it's repulsive. I don't ask for much, that's all I ever wanted. And not killing down behind it, you can quote me. Yeah, these hoes for the streets, they ain't holy. I ain't pulling up the spiritual when devils kiss your boots. We ain't no cowards, please don't say what you gon' do. Or post something on the internet you think you gotta prove. Cause I got Karak Ice, I got Shia War, got I.S.U.P.K, I got Imawan, got Kabataban, I got Tazaba, got Kakamaima, got Karanyala, got Yaragabar, Tribe of I.S.U.P.K, bring out Gobble War. Couple young men in this bitch with an olive oil. If you ain't in these ranks, then you out of order. It's a time for everything right now, it's time for war. And I'm still the same nigga when I'm not recording. I pull up, shoot from half like I'm Michael Jordan. I don't think they fit to join the Lord's army. I survived a Christian church, moral of the story. I done beat so many demons, I got war stories. Garment look so hardcore, look like I morphed on him. Appetite for battle, yeah, I'm war hungry. I ain't choose this life, the Lord chose me. I'm a certified priest and I don't take that lightly. How I feel about this shit, yeah, I can't describe it. I know they mad at me, cause I can't trust the white man. I gird up my loins and did something mighty. Yeah, what's done in private, it's gonna come to light. Speak the truth into these bones and watch them come to life. All my friends are dead, let loose all the plagues, yeah.
I just did this just cause. Let's get it. I know I ain't touch a M yet, I just seen rich. Rare breed, she lying, she say she ever seen this. My man is set the pick, I take the shot on some stream shit. Choppers rule everything around me, yeah, we cream shit. Polite with it, wipe a nigga nose if he seems sick. Make sure your vest 100 proof, this 40-liter scene lit. Pieces of activists, you could tell how it lean shit. Going on a 3-peat, just look at who my team with. You been afraid, lemon squeeze on it, see what your minutes made. Once smoke, sitting with the spirits like I'm shooting sage. 100 deep strong on your block, look like we throw parades. Knock his lights out with a hook, that's how I'm throwing shade. War mode, I ain't dropping bombs, bitch, I throw grenades. She asks when I'ma cut my braids, I tell her when I'm Noah's age. Punch after punch, listening to me like you catching phase. Ain't afraid to close the curtain, I just let you set the stage. Do what I want and you just move when they move. Reinvented myself, I came back and I stayed to it. Never seen nothing or heard nothing, I played stupid. Finessed them 2 times like it's cool when they do it. Never lacking, can't run off with the front or back and only fuck with dimes. That's why I'm walking with a Mac 10. Let it rain just for you. Got the the gun from act. I ain't boxing, catch a Philly shell when I get the snap. Switches make the G-lock sound different, get a blicker accent. Yes, I'm an Israelite. No, it ain't no need to ask. Yes, I am Christ-like. Don't understand why you mad. They say I'm cocky. When I tell the truth, they say I brag. Following my moves won't lead to the same path. Designers on your feet ain't more expensive than a toe tag. Ain't what the respect as a person. Ain't giving no pass. Till you touch one of mine, you don't really know rad. You a cornball with money, so we make popcorn. Dropped off from Astro World. I was not born, but still fuck the road up with a pair of Travis Scott's on. Trespass, I raised the cow like get off my farm. Or you thicker than blood on my crown where it got porn. Started looking for new comp, old ones got born. Sleeping on me, stop snoring, no let them keep dreaming. Bet they wake up when they see the fear of God and a demon. Everybody top 3 and they not 2 or they not 3. No matter how you put it for sure, they is not me. I ain't gonna say that they copy, but they copy. Live rent free in a bitch head, this my problem. Who they playing for? I ain't taking less, I demand more. Any place I touch, I own. I'm the landlord. Fell a few times on my feet is what I land on. All facts, ain't with the storyteller, that's what the gram for. I done held so many guns, I
Check. Check on YouTube. Check. 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 Hey, shalom. Yahweh Shem HaShabrak Atham, my brothers. Yahweh Shem Alathan Bashim Yahweh Shad, my sisters. It's I.S.U.P.K. Fayetteville. Getting ready to get the Sabbath service started. You understand? As a form of fashion, we start off with the prayers. And God call a brother up here, and we read the Hebrew. You understand? 7 scriptures of Hebrew and 7 scriptures of the English. You understand? And we start off with the prayers at first. If you got any questions or anything like that, put them in the group chat. You understand? We'll get to them, Lord willing, man. Wow, we're gonna try this. What's high Christ? What's high Christ? Trooper Darashimah, present yourself, Baba Kasha.
Trooper Darashimah, Banya Hawada, Banya Shala.
Trooper Darashimah, Banya Hawada, Banya Shala.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
La Yashala.
La Yashala. Amaja, meaning stand. Sawapanya Hakwadam, meaning turn and face the east. Get ready to say these prayers in the Hebrew, starting off in the Hebrew. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malatuka, Taba'a, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathanlanawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawati Nawa, Wala'a, Tabayaya Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakut, Waha'ala, Wataparat, Lawalamim, Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharium, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ai, Izaria, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Al-Yad, Yam Yakah, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makarai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Mayatha, Wa'aid Iwalam.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adam Yalakah, Atakarash, Wa'al Tashakwat, Al, Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahamaya 1, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'ira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'ai Tazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidum, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Awada, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Al Yaka, Bariyat, Yakaratwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Washama'ala, Yum, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashat, Am Yashabya, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Selah, Aishalaham, Kamajan, Kasaya, Sara'ah, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayadara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayatamwa, Nadayab Mawa, Ka'arab, Wakazabab, Wakazabak, Wakatazol, Mana'ai, Kaunasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nairashad, Lanawa, At, Na'awath, Al-Hayam, Al-Hayya, Shayatamwa, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Rakab, Ka'ash, W. Ira, Wakala Habab, Tahalat, Hariyam, Kantaradatma, Basar Rakab, Wabasab, Wapatka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kualawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ajaid, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadawa, Kaya Atham, Shamka, Yahweh, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaha Arataza.
In the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasha may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Ze'er. Yea, are their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a will. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
This is the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kashab, Nathan Lanao, Hakak, La Pa'at, Kamakala, Wakamadawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakiam, Hamathiam, Hakak, Arakawat, Hatama'ala, Lagar Shun, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Water Aman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it.
This is the power structure blessings for Israel. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Miyaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Batazabiyam, Alawap Yahanna, Ha Alawapim, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwaziyayim, Ha Koyoyoyim, Wa Agwatyam, Yahweh, Ba'ashib Yahweh Shai, the Water Aman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
Sir, I'm in a turn. Yashab, you mean to be seated? Baba Kashab. All right, most high in Christ, man. Again, shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabrak, thumb to my brothers, Yahweh Shemal, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah to my sisters. This is the I.S.U.P.K Fayetteville. You understand? We are in the Sabbath service. We're getting ready to start off with Leviticus, the 24th chapter and the 19th verse. If you want to follow along, look into your blue letter Bible. You understand? And you can follow along with us. What we do is we read 7 series of 7 Hebrew scriptures and 7 scriptures of 7 English scriptures. You understand? So we're gonna go ahead and get started. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 24, verse 19 in the Hebrew. Y-A-H-K Yatan Mawam Ba'ima Yatawa Ba'ashar Aisha Khan Ya Aisha Lawa. Verse 20. Shabar Takath Shabar Ayan Takath Ayan Shan Takath Shan Ka'ashar Yatan Mawam Ba'adam Khan Yanatan Bawa. Verse 21. Wama Ka Bahama Yasha Lamana Wamaka Adam Yawa Math. Verse 22. Masha Path Akkad Yahaya Lakam Kagar Ka'a Zarak Yahaya Kaya Anya Yahweh Allah Yakam. Verse 23. Wayadabar Masha Al Banya Yasha Allah Waya Watazaya Awa Ath Ma Hama Kalau Al Ma Kawataza Lama Kana Waya Ragama Raya Wagam Wa Athwa Abun Waba Wabanya Yasha Allah Aishawa Ka Ashar Tazawa'a Yahweh Ath Masha. Verse This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 1 in the Hebrew. Wayadabar Yahweh Al Masha Bahar Sayanya La Amar. Verse 2. Dabar Al Banya Yasha'ala Wa Amarath Alaham Kaya Taba Owa Al Ha'arataza Ashar Anya Nathan Lakam Washabat Washabah Ha'arataza Shabbat La Yahweh.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 24 and verse 19. And if a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, as he hath done, so shall it be done to him. Verse 20. Breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he hath caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again.
And Salakia, Shalom Israel. This is the UPK Sabbath service, man. And this is a very, very valuable service that we hold every Sabbath, in honor of our King and of our power, man. Bringing our nation back together. Okay. This particular grouping of scripture here can be referred to as Sharia law in the sight of, the Arabs. They look at this and they understand who our progenitor is, who our forefather is, but with respect to Moses or Marsha, this is the law of, you've always heard 949, 242, what's done in Babylon or in Saudi Arabia, or if you want to call it like Persia, they still abide by these laws today, which is really, really important. And it also means that, we can keep these laws as a nation of people, as a separate nation of people. Okay. But this is very, very, very important. This brings a lot of perspective to, loving your brother as yourself. Right. You don't want certain things to happen to you. You'll be very, very cognizant and careful of how you treat other people and what's happening to other people. Just imagine if these laws were in effect in America and I-49, 242. I'm pretty sure, I'm damn sure that it will be much more order than there is right now on the earth. Salakia. You keep reading, brother.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 24 and verse 21. And he that killeth a beast, he shall restore it. And he that killeth a man, he shall be put to death.
That's right, man. If you kill my cow, you're going to have to pay for that cow. You're going to have to purchase me another cow, another steer. If you kill my son, you getting put to goddamn death. Right. That's just the way it happens. That's just the way it is in the sight of the Lord. Right. In all fairness, is that not fair? Our oppressor is an unfair, unjust, uncompassionate, unempathetic bastard, man. And this is the reason why, we feel the way that we feel. We've never received any justice in this place because, they say that the laws are loosely based upon the laws of the Bible, the laws of this land, but blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, they receive no justice because our oppressor is over the court system here in America. And they don't view us as being, human, although the Bible likens them into the most subtile beast of the field, okay? Keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 24 and verse 22. Ye shall have one manner of law.
No, two manners of law.
One manner of law.
No, three.
One manner of law.
Meaning there's only supposed to be one way. There should be only one due process with respect to the law. You shouldn't get preferential treatment if your father is a governor or, as far as the law in America, there's a lot of respect of persons. If you come from money, you come from power, you come from a background of influence, they leverage that against the law. We're not held to the same standard. We're not created equal in the sight of this government, in the sight of its judicial system. But read that again.
Ye shall have one manner of law.
Yeah, in the kingdom, there will be one manner of law. And in the Most High's kingdom, there will be one manner of law. Okay, so you might as well get prepared. Our people are unfit to be in the kingdom of heaven at this point in time. The only people that are striving to be perfect, the only people that are striving to learn, the law, statutes, and commandments, as thus saith the Lord, are in the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General YAHANNA, man. And we are of one mind. We understand what? Read that again.
Ye shall have one manner of law.
That's right, man. There's no loose interpretations. You can't have your own personal perspective or live your own truth. There is one truth and it's absolute, and that is what the Lord says. All right, keep reading.
As well for the stranger.
So not only are we held to this standard, the strangers that come amongst us will be held to the same standard. Ain't going to be no eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster in the kingdom of heaven. It's not going to be allowed on earth. It will not be allowed. The second you pull a shrimp out of the goddamn sea, you're going to get held accountable for that. All right? Keep reading. Salakia.
As for one of your own country, for I am the Lord your God.
That's right. Keep reading.
Verse 23. And Moses spake to the children of Israel that they should bring forth him that had cursed out of the camp and stone him with stones. Mm-hmm. And the children of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses.
There are videos on the dark web where you can witness, you can see stonings in present day. I told you they still hold on to these laws, these traditions, these customs of our ancestors are still held in high esteem over in the Middle East. It's so crazy, each culture or each country, they have their own customs and traditions. You see what happened with Brittany Griner. She thought she could keep America's customs and traditions and take that over to Russia. And she almost got incarcerated for the rest of her life for that. So just imagine you go over to that sister who cut a damn fool in that car dealership in Dubai. I don't think, did they release her? She's still locked up. She's still locked up, man. We need to take this into consideration, man. If you ever witness a stoning, that is a very terrible thing to witness, man. The Bible says the Lord is a man of war, and I absolutely understand that when I see a stoning. We would have a different perspective about breaking the laws with respect to the consequences, man, that are rendered for violating God's laws, all right? Keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in Mount Sinai, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord.
That's right. We are always supposed to keep the Sabbath, man. Every week we do that. We hold this Sabbath service. What is it? Exodus 28 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Right. This is a very, very important thing, man. And Moses taught that to the people. Who's teaching the people to keep the Sabbath, man? Who's teaching the people to be separate? Who? On the earth outside of Commander General YAHANNA, man. Who's bringing blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians together solely, under one banner, with no division, no separate denominations, under one law. Who's doing that outside of this school, man?
Right.
Keep reading, Salakia.
That was the end of chapters.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 3 in the Hebrew. Shasha, Shanya, it's like a Shanyam, Tazarai, Shadak, Washasha, Shanyam, Tazamar, Karamak, Sapath, Ath, Taba, Wa'ata, verse 4, Waba Shana, Hashaba Hashaba Ya'ith, Shabbath 1, Yahaya, La Arataza, Shabbath, La Yahweh, Shadak, La Ah, Taza Rai, Waka Ramak, La Ah, Taza Mar, verse 5, Ath, Sapayak, Quataza Yarak, La Ah, Taquataza War, Wa'ath, Aina, it's like an Ainabat, it's like an Ainabia, Naza Yarak, La'ah, Tabatazar, Shanat, Shabbath 1, Yahaya, La'arataza, verse 6, Wahayata, Shabbath, Ha'arataza, Lakam, La'a Kala, Laka, Wala'ai Badak, Wala'ai Matak, Wala Shaka Yarak, Wala Shat, it's like a Walat Wa Shabak, Hagarian, it's like a Imak, verse 7, Wala Bahamatak, Wala Kaya, Ashar Ba'aratazak, Tahaya, Kal, Taba Wa Ata, La Akal, verse 8, Wasa Parath, Laka, Shabai, Shabbatat, Shanyam, Shabai, Shanyam, Shabai, Pa'ai Mayam, Wahayawa, Laka, Yamya, Shabai, Shabbata, Shabbatat, Hashanyam, Tashai, Wa'a Raba'ayam, Shana, verse 9, Waha'ai Barat, Shawapar, Tara Wa'ai, Bakadash, Hashaba Aya, Ba'ai Shawar, Lakadash Bayawam, Haka Pariyam, Ta'ai Bayawa, Salakata Yar, Salakata Ba Ya Rawa, Shawapar, Bakal, Aratazakum.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 3. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof.
And we get back to that verse about the Sabbath. Even the Most High has mercy on the earth, man. Has mercy on the land. We're supposed to even have understanding with respect to how we toil the land that the Lord blesses us with. Okay, you got to get that land a rest after 6 years. Keep reading.
Verse 4. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land.
Right.
A Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard.
That's right. That gives the land an opportunity to, I guess, reestablish itself, man. We're constantly working. We're constantly slaving. I know the value of the Sabbath every week. So, you're giving the earth a rest. You're giving the earth an opportunity to get back to its natural form when you institute this Sabbath that the Lord said should be done according to Moses. Keep reading.
Verse 5. That which groweth of its own accord on thy harvest, thou shalt not reap.
Right.
Neither gather the grapes of thy vine undressed, for it is a year of rest unto the land.
So we're supposed to leave it alone and just let it do what it's supposed to do. You know, let that fruit, let them grapes fall off the vine, man, and replenish the earth. It's so crazy when you think about the circle of life and how an ecosystem is ravaged under the oppressor, under his kingdom. You know, they don't give the earth a rest. They don't allow the fields to rest for a year, and so that whatever's in that ecosystem, the other plants and animals, the flora and fauna that live in that ecosystem can replenish themselves, man. All we do is constantly take. We rape and rob the earth of its natural minerals and nutrients and resources, and you don't give it an opportunity to replenish itself, man. You know, this is what the Lord has instituted. Keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 6. And the Sabbath of the land shall be meat for you,
Right.
for thee, and for thy servant, and for thy maid, and for thy hired servant, and for thy stranger that sojourneth with thee.
That's right. Keep reading.
Verse 7. And for thy cattle, and for the beasts that are in thy land, shall all the increase thereof be meat. Verse 8. And thou shalt number 7 Sabbaths of years unto thee, 7 times 7 years. And the space of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be unto thee 49 years. Verse 9. Then shalt thou cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month. In the day of atonement shall ye make the trumpet sound throughout all your land.
It's a lot, kid. I just want to get back to that term meat. And according to Merriam-Webster, you know, in the context of this, it says the core of something with a heart. So it's really, really important that this Sabbath, you know, was to be honored in that manner. You know how valuable your heart is to your body and how it controls just the flow of blood throughout your circulatory system. That's why they tell you, you know what I'm saying, if anybody's in the firearms, you know, they tell you to aim for center mass. They don't tell you to aim for the head. You know, they want you to get to that heart, which is the most vital organ. Without the heart, you know, your body will cease to exist. You will be unalive. Okay? Right. That's what that meat is. This is very, very vital. This is important. Okay? Keep reading. Salaki.
God. That was the end of verse 10.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 10 in the Hebrew. Wakwa Rashatam Ath Shanat Haka Mashayim Shana Wakara Atham Darawar Ba'arataza Lakal Yashabaya Yawabal Hawa'a Tahaya Lakam Washabatam Ayash Al Akazakta Slaka Akazatwa Wa Ayash Al Masha Pakathwa Tasha Tashabwa. Verse 11. Yawabal Hawa'a Shana Hasha Slaka Hata Mashayam Shana Tahaya Lakam La'a Taza Ra'aiwa Wala'a Takwatazarwa Ath Sapayak Ya Wala'a Tabatazar Wa Ath Nazarya. Verse 12. Kaya Wayabal Hawa'a Kodash Tahaya Lakam Man Hashada Ta'akalwa Ath Taba Wa'ata. Verse 13. Bashanat Haya Wabal Haza At Hashabwa Ayash Al Akazatwa. Verse 14. Wakaya Tamakarwa Mamakar La'amayatak Awa Kwana Mayad Amyatak Al Tawanawa Ayash Ath Akayawa. Verse 15. Bama Sapar Shanyam Akar Haya Wabal Takwana Ma'ath Yathak, Bama Sapar, Shanya, Taba Wa'at, Yamakar, Laka. Verse 16. Lapaya, Rab, Hashanyam, Taraba, Makanathwa, Walapaya, Ma'ait, it's like a Hashanyam, Tama'ai Yat, Makwana Tawa, Kaya, Masapar, Taba Wa'at, Hawa'a, Makar, Laka. That's it.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 10. And ye shall hallow the 15th year, and proclaim liberty throughout 50th year, and proclaim liberty throughout all the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. It shall be a jubilee unto you.
So that word jubilee, it just means a special anniversary. Usually, it said 25, but according to the Bible, it's the 50th year, the 50th anniversary, and it's a celebration. Okay, keep reading.
And ye shall return every man unto his possession.
It's a celebration of restoration, or restoration. Keep reading.
And ye shall return every man unto his family. Verse 11.
Slide it real quick. Because you know what's so heavy about this? The Most High is giving us as a people, we always be like, well, I always celebrate the holidays because this is the only time that I can get the chance to be with my family.
Right.
The Rashomon, you could, Baba, because I'll read that last part.
And ye shall return every man unto his family.
The Lord has given us a chance to also be with our family in righteousness, man. You understand? Right. So there's no damn excuse why we should be celebrating none of these pagan holidays in America.
Right.
Because the Lord is a family man. You understand?
That's right.
You understand? He's given us even the whole, the standard of how a house should be. You understand? So when it comes to as far as being a family, the Lord has given us, it says he's hallowed the 50th year and proclaimed liberty. That freedom to do so. And it says, in the end, you shall return every man into his family. Meaning we're going to be with our family when we're doing this hallowed day, man. Salah.
No, that's
like if I may. And if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and we knew like how important that we are, we all go out to the clubs on what? Friday night. You understand? And Saturday night. So in retrospect, you talking about you being around your family, you would be around your family every weekend. We're around our family every weekend. Every Friday night you hit the club, and on Saturday night you hit the club. The problem is like because of this empire and what Esau has pushed in our neighborhoods, we don't see the value of us spending time. We don't even understand like we're family, even though you may not be my blood brother. You understand? And Salaki, but we all are what? Blood family. You understand? So we talk about the Lord done gave us, even in spirit, we're supposed to get together on Friday night and Saturday night as a family. But the issue is we get up under with the mindset of what Esau has done to us. We have Christianity on the brain. It doesn't allow us to see the value that we have, and we spend every weekend with each other. We'll rather accept the oppressor holidays and say, okay, this is he's allowing us to have these days off as a family, versus us just honoring what already in spirit for us to do, which is for us to kick it all the time. You understand? Salaki, brother.
You damn right. No, that's exactly the same spirit of that.
Both sides correct. You gotta read all, brother.
All right. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25 and verse 11. A jubilee shall that 50th year be unto you. Ye shall not sow, neither reap that which groweth of itself in it, nor gather the grapes in it of thy vine undressed.
That's right.
Verse 12. For it is the jubilee, it shall be holy unto you. Ye shall eat the increase thereof out of the fields.
Right.
Verse 13. In the year of this jubilee, ye shall return every man unto his possession. Verse 14. And if thou sell out unto thy neighbor, or buyest out of thy neighbor's hand, ye shall not oppress one another.
That's right, man. It is oppressive going to the market, going to, purchase groceries or anything, from the oppressor. You look at the prices, like, on my way here, what I'm saying? I opt like, dang, I want to go to Walmart because of the proximity. It's closer to my crib. And it's closer. I don't have to go out of the way to go to Walmart, which has the lower prices. You know what I'm saying? But they don't, the way the market is, like, it's cutthroat. They'll drop their prices just to put you out of business, And then when you go to the market, you feel cheated based off of the money that you get. We talk about inflation, the value of a dollar, and how far your money can go today. We were talking about this yesterday with financial literacy. A quarter today would be equal to, a quarter yesterday would be equal to, like, I guess $1 today, today's time, And so it's like, man, I could buy a whole hell of a lot with a quarter in the 20s, but today in 2023, that quarter ain't gonna get me far, We cheat each other. You have to go, whenever you go to the mall, you try to get a phone case, you got to deal with the East Indians, and they're gonna charge you what they charge you with T-Mobile or what they charge you with at AT&T. They're gonna charge you retail. When he's getting it for pennies on a dollar, he's buying it wholesale. So something that he get for maybe a few pennies, he's gonna charge you $30 for it. We are not supposed to take on that spirit, man. We cannot be greedy. We cannot misuse and abuse one another the way that the other nations do each other. Okay, keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 15. According to the number of years after the Jubilee, thou shalt buy of thy neighbor, and according unto the number of years of the fruits, he shall sell unto thee. Verse 16. According to the multitude of years, thou shalt increase the price thereof. And according to the fewness of years, thou shalt diminish the price of it. For according to the number of the years of the fruits, doeth he sell unto thee.
The Bible, man. We get financial literacy 101 right here. Right. We're getting how we're supposed to set the prices for the goods or the services that we sell to one another, man. And this is just, this is righteous. This is coming from the Most High. This is not coming from this ain't coming from Warren Buffett. This ain't coming from, Donald Trump, who's been robbing, just trying to be as subtle as he can to get over on brothers and sisters, on absolute strangers. We are supposed to be fair, man. We're not supposed to take on that spirit. That's essentially is stealing, which goes against our laws. Okay, keep reading.
Oh, Salaki, that was the end.
Sorry, Christ.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 17 in the Hebrew. Wala'ah, Hawa Nawa, Ayash, Ath, Imayat Yawa, Wa'ara, it's like a Wayara'ath, Ma'ala, Hayak, Kaya, Anya Yahawa, Allah Hayakum, verse 18. Wa'ashayatum, it's like a Wa'ayashatum, Ath, Taqwa, Taqwatya, Wa'ath, Mashapatya, Tasha Marwa, Wa'a Shayatum, Atum, Waya Shabatum, Al Ha'arataza, Labatak, it's like Labatak, verse 19. Wana Tana, Ha'arataza, Paraya, Wa'akalatum, La Shabai, it's like a Waya Shabbat, it's like a Waya Shabbatum, La Batak, Al Ya, verse 20. Wakaya, Ta'amawa, Ma, Wa'akal, Bashana, Hasha Ba'ai, it's like a Hasha Ba'ya'ith, Han La'a, Nazarai, Wala'a, Na'asap, Ath, Tabawa'at Nawa, verse 21. Watazawaya, it's like a Watazawayatya, Ath, Barakatia, Lakam, Bashana, Hasha Shayat, Wa Ashat, At, Hata Bawa'a, Lashalash, Hashanyam, verse 22. Waza Ra'aitam, At, Hashana, Hasha Mayanat, Wa Akalatam, Man, Hata Bawa'a, Yashan, Aid, Hashana, Hasha, it's like a Hata, Sha Ya'ait, Aid, Bawa'a, Taba Awata, Hakalwa, Yashan, verse 23, Waha Arataza, La'a, Tama Kar, Lataza, Matat, it's like a Lataza Matat, Kaya, Laya, Ha'arataza, Kaya, Gariyum, Waha, it's like a Wata, Washabayum, Atam, Amadya, verse 24. Oh, that's it.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25. In verse 17, ye shall not therefore oppress one another, but thou shalt fear thy God, for I am the Lord your God.
Read that again.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 17. Ye shall not therefore oppress one another, but thou shalt fear thy God.
That's heavy, man. That word oppression, we are often too familiar with, what oppression is. We have to understand the context of the terms that are used. Oppress just means to keep someone in subservience and hardship, especially by the unjust exercise of authority. We're supposed to be, like Officer Zion said, he's hearkening on family because that's what matters. We have to love each other as we love ourselves. Right. You don't want to be cheated out of your money. Don't cheat nobody else out of their money. You don't want nobody sleeping with your wife. Don't sleep with nobody else's wife. You don't want nobody touching your children. Don't touch other people's children, man. It's real simple. It's very, very simple, the way that the Lord has laid things down for us. All we have to do is just take heed, and be obedient. And our power will defend us. Our power will protect us. Our power will provide for us, man. All right? We got to stop looking at these other nations and the ways that they please themselves and the ways that, they provide for themselves. We can't take on that same mentality. We can't take on that same spirit. We're separate, all right? We're holy unto the Most High. So we need to be obedient to what he says, all right? Keep reading.
Verse 18. Wherefore ye shall do my statutes,
right,
and keep my judgments,
right,
and do them, and ye shall dwell in the land in safety.
You'll dwell in the land in safety. That's talking about protection. As a true father would, as a true father should. You calling God a liar when you don't believe, when you take on the unjust practices of the other nations, you're proving that you don't trust the Most High. You're proving that you don't believe a damn thing that the Most High Power says or what he has written on the record. But in here, this is the outward confession. We understand the value in doing thus saith the Lord. We're safe in here. If you truly want to be saved, you better come into the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA, man. Because these are the end times, truly, surely. All right? Keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 19. And the land shall yield her fruit.
That's right.
And ye shall eat your fill and dwell therein in safety.
That's right, man. What happened when Cain murdered his brother Abel? The land crieth out, for Abel. It wouldn't grow anything for Cain on the strength of, his wickedness, his evil. You wonder why the world is polluted. The waterways are polluted. We're dealing with, the wickedness of man, and the earth is crying forth, man, to the Most High. We don't embrace a spirit of a year of Jubilee in Esau's kingdom, but in the kingdom of heaven, we will, man. We're getting back to keeping our tradition. This is our custom here. This is a part of our heritage, our history, all right? Keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 20. And if ye shall say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow, nor gather in our increase.
And here we go again, being stiff-necked, being stubborn, worrying, not being careful for nothing, as Christ taught. You know, we have to have complete confidence in what the Lord says, man. Right. You know, it says, don't be sure, make sure is that's a model that we have in here. Yes, sir. You know, you want to be protected in the day, understand, you know, that keeping the whole of the law, you know, it's imperative. That's our way of life. We don't have any other alternative lifestyle that we can embrace as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. You know, because we look at the other nations, that's the spirit that they have on them. They don't have a power that loves them the way the Lord loves us. So we should depend wholeheartedly upon the things that he says, man, and trust in his words. All right, keep reading.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 20. And if ye shall say, Salakia, verse 21. Verse 21, then I will command my blessing upon you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years.
Right.
Verse 22, and ye shall sow the 8th year and eat yet of old fruit until the 9th year, until her fruits come, and ye shall eat of thy old store.
That's right.
Verse 23, the land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine.
That's right.
For ye are strangers and sojourners with me.
And how dare the so-called white man want to put up fences and boundaries and borders and stake claim to different plots of land, and then restrict you from being able to move into certain communities through practices, unfair, oppressive practices like redlining and restrictive racial covenants. Certain deeds to this very day say that you can't sell this property to a nigga spick or a wetback, man. This is hell. We live in absolute hell here in America and throughout the earth, man. Our only safeguard is in being obedient to the Lord. All right, keep reading.
It's lucky that was the end.
Oh, sorry, Christ.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 24 in the Hebrew. Wabakal aratazah aka zatakam wa slake ga'ala tatanawa la aratazah, verse 25. Kaya yamawak atayak wamakar ma'aka zatwa waba'a ga'alwa ha korab ala yawa Waga'al Ath Mamakar Akyawa, verse 26. Wa'ayash Kaya La'a Yahaya Lawa Ga'al Wahasha Yaga Yadwa Wamataza'a Kadya Ga'alatwa, verse 27. Wakashab Ath Shanya Mama Karwa Waha Shayab Ath Ha'ai Dap La Ayash Ashar Makar Lawa Washab La Aka Zatwa, verse 28. Wa'am La'a Mataza'a Yadwa Daya Hasha Yab Lawa Wahaya Mama Karawa Bayad Hakana Ak Slaka Atwa Aid Shanath Haya Hana Yawabal Wayataza'a Bayabal Washab La Aka Zatwa, verse 28. Verse 28. Wa'am la'a mataza'a yadwa daya hashabyab lawa wahaya mama karwa bayad hakana athwa aid shanath hayawa bal waya taza'a bayabal washab la'akazathwa, verse 29. Wa'ayash kaya yamakar bayath mawashab Ayar Kawa Ma Wahayat Wahayata Ga'alatwa Aid Thumb Shanath Mama Karwa Yum Yum Tahaya Ga'alatwa, verse 31. Wa'am La'ah Yaga'al Aid Ma'alath Mala'ath Lawa Shana Tama Tamayama Wakwam Habayath Ashar Ba'ayar Ashar La'ah Kama Latazama Yata Lakwana Atwa Ladarat Yawa La'ah Yataza'ah Bayabal, verse 31. Wabayatya Hakatazarium Ashar Ayan Laham Hama Sabyab Al Shadah Ha'arataza Yakashab Ga'ala Tahaya Lawa Yab Wa Wabaya Bal Yataza'ah.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25 and verse 24. And in all the land of your possession, ye shall grant a redemption for the land. Verse 25. If thy brother be waxen poor and hath sold away some of his possession, and if any of his kin come to redeem it, then shall he redeem that which his brother sold. Verse 26. And if the man have none to redeem it, and himself to be able to redeem it, verse 27, then let him count the years of the sale thereof, and restore the overplus unto the man to whom he sold it, that he may return unto his possession.
That sounds fair. This is my family's land, and it was sold off unjustly. You can lay claim to that land. The land's not supposed to be sold forever and forever as it is here in America. You can't pay the taxes on it and you lose it to the bank. And then the bank resells it over and over again. Whoever owns the bank, essentially that's highway robbery, man. In this life, you never truly own anything. You got to pay taxes on every damn thing. And that's oppression. That is very unjust, okay, in the sight of the Lord. The Lord is explaining to our people how we should conduct ourselves in business, even with respect to so-called land ownership. Keep reading.
Verse 28. But if he be not able to restore it to him, then watch. Then that which is sold shall remain in the hand of him that hath bought it until the year of Jubilee. And in the Jubilee it shall go out, and he shall return unto his possession.
That's right.
Verse 29. And if a man sell a dwelling house in a walled city, then he may redeem it within a whole year after it is sold. Within a full year may he redeem it. Verse 30. And if it be not redeemed within the space of a full year, then the house that is in the walled city shall be established forever to him that bought it throughout his generations. It shall go out in the Jubilee. Verse 31, but the houses of the villages which have no wall around them, no wall round about them, shall be counted as the fields of the country. They may be redeemed, and they shall go out in the Jubilee. And that's the end.
That's right, Christ.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, verse 32 in the Hebrew. Wa'aria, Hala, Wayam, Bathya, Arya, Akazatam, Ga'alat, Iwalam, Tahaya, Lala, Wayawam, verse 33. Wa'al, Yaga'al, Man, Hala, Wayam, Waya Taza'ah, Mamakar, Bayat, Wa'ayar, Akazat, Wa, Bayabal, Kaya, Batya, Arya, Hala, Wayawam, Salaka, Hala, Wayam, Hawa'ah, Akazatam Bata Wak Banya Yasha'ala, verse 34. Washada Magarash Ara, it's like Ara Yahum La'a Yamakar Kaya Akazat Awalam Hawa'a Lahum, verse 35. Wakaya Yamawak Akayat Wamata Yadwa Imak Waha Ka Zakwat Bawa Gar Wata Washab Wakaya Imak, verse 36. Al Dakat Ma'atwa Nashak Wata Rab Yat Wayara'ath Ma'ala Hayak Wakaya Akyak Imak, verse 37. Ath Kasapak La'a Tatan Lawa Banashak Wabama Rabayat La'a Tatan Akalak, verse 38. Anya Yahweh Allahayakam Ashar Hawataza Atya Atak Slaka Atakam Ma'arataza Matazarium Latat Lakam Ath Arat Slaka Arataza Kana Ain Lahayawat Lakam La'a Lahayam.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 32. Notwithstanding the cities of the Levites and the houses of the cities of their possession, may the Levites redeem at any time. Verse 33. And if a man purchase of the Levites, then the house that was sold and the city of his possession shall go out in the year of Jubilee. For the houses of the cities of the Levites are their possession among the children of Israel.
Right.
Verse 34. But the field of the suburbs of their cities may not be sold, for it is their perpetual possession. Verse 35. And if thy brother be waxen poor and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt believe him, yea, though he be a stranger or a sojourner, that he may live with thee. Verse 36. Take thou no usury of him or increase, but fear thy God, that thy brother may live with thee.
Yeah, we're not supposed to charge each other interest. You know, if a brother is coming to you and he needs to borrow money or what have you, you know, you're not to oppress him further by adding interest to whatever money you lend him or you give to him. Okay, that is an unjust practice in the sight of the Lord. And that's not what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to employ that tactic when we're dealing with one another. That goes against the spirit of righteousness. How is your brother supposed to come out from underneath the debt, the oppressive debt that you inflict upon him, when he's coming to you for relief, for respite, for assistance? Keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 37. Thou shalt not give him thy money upon usury, nor lend him thy victuals for increase.
Yeah, you're not supposed to benefit off of your brother's suffering, okay, as the banks do, as the oppressors do when they deal with one another, okay? That's not our custom. That's not our practice. That is a spirit of wickedness. That's a spirit of evil to oppress your brother or your sister, all right? Keep reading.
Verse 38. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your God.
That's right. That's right.
No, it sounded like he was talking only Israel too when he
He
said
was
that.
talking only Israel. I don't give a damn about
sure.
the Africans that's in Africa.
But I thought we was Africa, though.
Yeah, when we came upon that continent, you see those old maps, and it said, what does it say? Negro land or whatever. The land of Judah or whatnot.
Right.
This is Africa. You know, wherever the hell we go, the Lord, you know.
Right.
That's ours. We can stake claim to the whole earth. You know, the world was created for our sake. That's what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? So it's never been about any other nation outside of God's chosen. That's Israel, man.
right.
So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Right.
Your heritage, your birthright is the world. It's the earth.
Right.
And all these other nations to go into servitude.
That's right.
Okay? Salakia.
So this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 29, verse 25, verse 39. Wakaya, Yamawak, Akyak, Imak, Wana, Makar, Laka, La'a, Ta'ibad, Bawa, Ibat. It's like Ibadat, Ibad, verse 40. Kasha, Kayar, Kata, Washab, Yahaya, Imak, Aid, Shanath, Hayabal, Ya'ai Bad, Ibak, Saka Imak, verse 41. Wayataza'a, Ma'aimak, Hawa'a, Waba, Waban Yawa, Imawa, Washab Al, Masha Paka, Masha Pak Katwa, Wa'al, Akazak, Akazat, Abat Yawa, Yashawab, verse 42, Kaya, Ibadya, Ashar, Hawa, Taza, Atya, Atham, Ma'arataza, Matazarium, La'a, Yama Karwa, Mama Karath, Ibad, verse 43, La'a, Taraba, Bawa, Baparak, Waya Ra'ath, Ma'ala Hayak, verse 44. Wa'a Badak, Wa'a Ma Tak, Ashar, Yahayawa, Laka, Ma'ath, Haga, Wayam, Ashar, Sabyabat, Yakam, Maham, Takanawa, Ibad, Ha'ama, verse 45, Wagam, Mabunya, Haha, Slakahata, Washabayat, Slakha, Hata Washabayam, Hagarium, Imakam, Maham, Takwanawa, Mamasha Pakatam, Ashar, Imakam, Ashar, Hawa, La Yadwa, Ba'arata Zakam, Wahayawa, Lakam, Laka Za.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 39. And if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor, and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant.
Right.
Verse 40. But as an hired servant and as a sojourner, he shall be with thee and shall serve thee until the year of Jubilee.
Okay.
Verse 41. And then shall he depart from thee, both he and his children with them, and shall return unto his own family, and unto the possession of his fathers shall he return.
And you never know. Officer Zion said this last night. You never know when you're going to have to depend on somebody. Who better to depend on anyone outside of your brother, man? Don't put me in the hands of any of these heathens. Don't put me in the hands of the oppressor. When I'm in need, I'd rather be in the hands of my brother who I know is going to treat me justly, who's going to apply God's laws, statutes, commandments with the way that he conducts himself in business with me. I know I'm not going to be misused and abused and oppressed. He's not charging me interest or usury. When I deal with him, Lord knows what the hell's going to happen if I have to depend upon a heathen. This is very, very important, man. We have to value one another the way the Most High values us as a nation, all right? Stop believing the lie of society, believing that whatever the cultural norms are in society, that's taboo to Israel. The way they look at us is the way we should be looking at them, all right? Keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 42. For they are my servants, which I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen.
You was never a slave as a black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, or child. We were never slaves. We were never created or intended to be slaves, but that was our condition. We were enslaved, okay, by the other nations. This is the Most High right here, letting you know, our pedigree, letting us know what our history is, adding value to the perception of who we are as a nation of people, man, and how we should treat one another. All right, contrary to popular belief. Keep reading.
Verse 43, thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shall fear thy God.
And have some compassion when you're dealing with your brother or your sister, man. Be empathetic to what they're dealing with, to what their financial hardships or whatever emotional toil that they're enduring in hell. We both behind enemy lines. It don't matter, man. We are family. It don't matter whatever your financial situation is or whatever you think your socioeconomic level is. You got an education. You have a business. You might be eating half the hog in Esau's empire. If you have all of that, why are you hogging it to yourself? Why are you hoarding all those resources to yourself and your brother and sister is struggling and they're going without? We are supposed to pool our resources, man. We're supposed to find value in one another and be generous toward one another, man. Keep reading.
Which thou shalt have shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
Read that again from the top, Salakia.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen.
Shall be of who?
Shall be of the heathen.
Shall be of the who?
The heathen.
Right.
That are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
Yeah, man. You don't put your brother or your sister in chains. This speaks volumes about the filthy Africans that sold us. They didn't know about this law right here. They didn't know about this being the statute of the Lord. These heathens, they were created for, bondage. They were created for servitude. Not your brother or your sister as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. You are royalty in the sight of the Lord, all right? And it says it right here, it validates the heathens going into slavery, going into bondage, man. Keep reading.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 45. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy.
The children of the who?
The children of the strangers that do sojourn among you.
That's right.
Of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession.
That's right. Keep reading.
Sorry,
Christ.
Just up here, Amajam.
La Yashala.
Amajam and stand. Sawapanya HaKodam and turn and face the east. You already said these prayers. Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kodash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malataka, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Latanlanawa, Lakam, Cow, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'ah, Tabiyayanawa, Banasayawam, Abal, Hawashayana, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwat, Waha'ala, Wataparat, Lawalumim, Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahariam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ai, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratiza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayishun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Al-Yad, Yam Yakah, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ayakaka, Wayarak, Balayalab, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Atnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'aka, Wabu'aka, Mayatab, Wa'id Iwalam.
In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dam Yalakam, Al-Takarash, wa Al-Tashakwat, Al, Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahamaya 1, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'ara Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Ya'aitazawa, Altazapawanyaka, Amarawa, Lakawa, Wanakakiram, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'alam, Awada, Kaya, Nawa'aitazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Barayat, Yakaratwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Washma'ala, Yum, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashat, Am Yashabya, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Selah, Ashalaham, Kamajim, Kasayam, Sara'ah, Kayabyam, Banakar, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayadarab, Hayawa, Daman, La'adamam, Shayatamwa, Nadayab Mawa, Ka'irab, Wakazabah, Wakazabak, Wakatazal, Mana'ai, Kandasayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nairasha, Lanawa, At, Na'awat, Al-Hayam, Al-Hayab, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Rakab, Ka'ash, W-I-R Iron, Wakala Habab, Tahalat, Hariyam, Kantaradatma, Basar Rakab, Wabasa, Wapatka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ajaid, Wayakapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadawa, Kayata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Ayawan, Alkaha Arataza.
In the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, Thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. In the name of Yahshua may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burneth the wood, and as a flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
This is the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kashah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Lara Pa'ab, Kamakalab, Wakamadawab, Hakak, Latahab, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakiam, Hamathiam, Hakak, Arakawat, Hatama'ala, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the Wadaman.
In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
This is the prayer for the power, structure, and blessings of Israel. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Miyaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Batazabiyah, Alawap Yohana, Ha Alawapyum, Ha Saranyum, Ha Kwazayayum, Ha Koyoyum, Wa Agwatyan, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahanna, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it.
Sir, I'm going to turn. Sisters, Yashab, you're meant to be seated. Men of Israel, gird ourselves to salute the Torah.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabrakiyah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh
Tonight,
I didn't want to tip myself. You know what I'm saying?
Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amab Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatah,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Yahweh Matah. Sorry, men to turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, Salakia. Sisters, Imajim, men to stand, Baba Kashah. Men of Israel, we're going to run a one courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amab Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Athah Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahya Matah, Sabbath dismissed.